Trayvon Jones, Conscious Talk channel. Yo, quick question. Is it me or are you seeing an influx of immigrants and foreigners in your area? Now, we are hearing what's going on with Chicago, and a lot of residents that live in Chicago are angry and they are upset because a lot of immigrants are just coming into their neighborhoods and basically taking over their neighborhoods. You know, um, a lot of money is being distributed for them to be able to come into your neighborhood. See, they're getting luxury treatment coming over, being able to come over here. Now, see, there's nothing new under the sun at all. This is being played over and over again. This is what Martin Luther King was talking about, y'all. Instead of that I have a dream speech, he was talking about how American government, pays foreigners to come over and basically just take your land right from up under you. This is what Martin Luther King was talking about back in the day. Of course, they don't like to discuss that part of Martin Luther King. We just hear "I have a dream" speech. That's all we ever hear about, when it comes to Martin Luther King. But we have to think about why all these foreigners are just coming over and they're coming at alarming rates. So if they're going to Chicago and they're putting them in the black areas, they're coming to LA, they're going to go to Texas, they're going to go down south, they're going to go to all type of places. Because see, this was already happening before the quote unquote pandemic and all that kind of stuff. Before that happened, they were building, transportation systems. They were building, new places for people to live. All these things were going on before it was a shutdown. Before we had to shut everything down, they were already planning all of this. But a lot of you who voted for Biden, this was what he was going to do. This is what was planned all along. To continue to just move so-called black people up out of the way, basically, because you're no longer needed. We built, this country for them, although we were already here. A lot of us were already here. We were already here in this country. We are the Aborigines and the natives to this land. And they know it. So what I'm noticing is, even in my neck of the woods, I'm seeing just immigrants coming over and they look at you crazy. Some of these women that you still walking down the street, look like they mad. Like, why are you here? I heard one lady, and she was speaking in Spanish. See, that's the benefit of when you're around Latino people practically all of your life. You learn how to adapt, you know what I'm saying? And you learn some words and you learn things and you kind of understand what they're saying sometimes. Well, this lady was saying, oh, gee, it's a lot of black people in this area. But what we noticing is that the way their population grows, they can just move you over within 10 years, within 15 years. They are able to just basically just move you on over. And that's really the bottom line to what we see, what's going on right now. But what a lot of quote unquote black people need to start doing, and what American people need to start doing, like a lot of the people in Chicago, they are speaking up and they're saying, this isn't right, because these were things that would cause wars back in back in the day. When you had an influx of just foreign people just coming into your neck of the woods, where you live, where you thrive, a war would get started. People would die and people would get deleted, all these type of things, but because we know that this government is purposely allowing these people to come in and it's set up in a way, what are you going to do? Protest? Go to the government and complain? This is all you can do. All the while they're stepping on your toes, trying to make you feel like an outsider, trying to make you feel like you don't even belong in your own land and your own country. Now, where can you go? Where can you go in any country and treat the people, the natives, the people that belong there like shit and get away with it? Where can you go? You will get checked immediately. You will get checked immediately. But you can come over here into America, step all over so-called black folks who are the aborigines of what we call America today. Step all over us and nothing happens. You know, we keep talking about reparations and all these type of things, and we got Kamala Harris over here talking about how, what do you think? I'm just going to do it's just something specifically for black people? No, flat out. This is what she would say. I'm going to do something that's going to benefit everybody. All the while she's giving all these reparations. You know, the Biden administration is giving reparations to the Asian community. Now she's, trying to, make it more difficult, just, even on your platforms to even speak, to even talk, because now she's on the anti-Semitism kick, trying to, basically put more restrictions on that. But when black people talk about, when are we going to get what we are supposed to get? You have all these immigrants and people that come from immigrants talking about, well, what about us? June 19th was supposed to be for so-called African-American people. This is something that we've been celebrating for a long time. Now the LGBTQ is attached to it. It's like, how did that happen? How did that happen? But they're connected to Juneteenth. That's for black people. Slap in the face. But this is what your enemy does to you. This is what they do to you, y'all. So yes, a lot of people are angry. A lot of black people are angry, especially, having generations of family in certain areas, only to just be bumped out by foreigners who have an attitude with you, who come over. What are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me? This is the entitlement, y'all, that a lot of these foreigners and these immigrants are coming over here, But until so-called black people, so-called African-American people, until we learn how to unify, because see, a lot of these other groups are helping to keep us separated, because we're the aborigines of this land, and they know if they can keep us separated, they can continue to do what they're doing, and that's moving your ass out the way, making you a criminal basically in your own damn land, while they just take over. And all they have to do is just make a bunch of babies. That's what they're doing. But as long as so-called African-American people and black people continue to fight with one another, continue to hate one another, we continue not to be able to be unified with one, other nationalities are going to be winning, while we continue to separate ourselves from one another. Because we just have our own agenda towards one another of self-hate. And everybody, until we get it right ourselves, it's never going to happen. You're going to continue to just walk all over us and basically continue to just take our land. And, when you go on jobs and things of that nature, you have immigrants over here over you. They're your boss a lot of times. It's crazy. But this is all a strategic plot and a plan, and we're watching it unfold. But this has always happened because we got white supremacy and we got all these type of things, because we're seeing who the new faces of white supremacy are. Just like Biden said, back in the day, he said, You black people are going to have to start listening to Latinos. This is what he said, because they're going to basically be the new faces of white, so-called African American, so-called black person. They want your ass out the way because, see, when you're the original, you are hated, but at the same time, obsess over you and hate you all at the same time. All the while trying to act like you, take your swag, you know, do what you do. This is what a lot of these people do. Take you out and act like they're the creators. This has always been happening. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. All we got to do is just go back in history, you know, and we'll be able to see the same thing happening over and over and over again. And that's what we're seeing with this influx of immigrants basically just coming over, taking over. But my thing is the attitudes, yo, the attitudes and the angriness. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I'm sorry, but America is my homeland. This has always been my land. I don't have no ancestors telling me that, yeah, we're here. And being the so-called Indians, the Aborigines of what we call America today, which is Turtle Island. So when you do your research and you find out that you are the original, you are who they are trying to basically replace, all the while hating on you. They over here basically just admiring you and hating you all at the same time, wanting to be like you, wanting to be you. But this Biden administration is allowing all these foreigners to just come on in, to continue to just move you on over. Nothing new under the sun, y'all. See, if we got on the same program as a lot of these foreigners are, coming in with and sticking together and making babies and doing what we got to do, we would be unstoppable. But part of what we are going through and the attack that is going on with us is to keep us in self-hatred. And we have other people that are helping with that. See, it wasn't just created on its own. No. Because while you got a lot of black women out here spewing how horrible black men are and how they're not good fathers and they're not this, statistics are showing, even, Oprah Winfrey, the woman you guys worshiped for 30 years, she even broke out the statistics and said that black men, that was a lie that I helped to push. Of course, she didn't say that part with her fat face, but she didn't say that part. But she helped to push the agenda that black men are just ain't worth a damn, just ain't shit. She helped to push that agenda. Are better fathers all the way around. So now you paint the narrative with that witchcraft that we are just horrible. No. We need to start coming together where it counts. That's the bottom line. Because this is a fucking luxury that's killing us, that we cannot afford anymore. And it's going to come a time where it's going to be forced, where we're going to come together or it's a losing battle, period and point blank. But what a lot of black men are trying to do, because a lot of black men want families, want to build, because we see the bigger picture. But when you have your women over here, well, you got to make a certain amount of money, you got to be this and you got to be that, all the while your ass is living in your mama's basement, with other families, with your kids. But the man got to be up on his game and got to have this. As long as we keep that type of mentality, we ain't going to never get nowhere. Coming together and learning to do without a lot of shit and learning how to think of the bigger picture. And that's building family, building people. If we can get that mindset, we'll be unstoppable and we will be able to take over like we always have taken over. We've always ruled. We've always been on top. We destroyed it. blank. But right now, what you're witnessing is a bunch of immigrants and foreigners basically trying to move your ass out. And they're not going to stop. They're going to overtake where you live. They're going to overtake basically everywhere until we actually stop this shit. We got to stop it first by getting Biden's ass and that Kamala. She got to go. I'm not a voter. I don't believe in voting. You know, you should not have someone of another nation over you. If you're going to have a leader, it should be someone of your nation. That's what I believe. It shouldn't be another group, because they're never going to have your best interests at heart. Never. And following after them, just because they might look like us, if they have that type of mentality, it's the same thing. But we have to come back to who we are as a people. We have to come back to our traditions, what we know. Because I know that it's somewhere in us who we really are. Because it has been us for centuries. And although they beat it out of us, you know, brainwashed us, all that kind of stuff, it's still in us. Who we really are as a people, it's still in us. And if we listen to our ancestors and we listen to the Most High, we can find it again. We definitely can find it again. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I want you guys to tell me what you think about this influx of immigrants coming in, you know, and basically just taking over. But instead of coming with a positive attitude, they coming over with moving your ass out the way. They coming with attitudes. And I'm the type, yo, we can have an attitude. Because what? I fucking hate you like you hate me. Is that what we do? But please don't think you intimidating me in my own damn land. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. But anyway, I want y'all to tell me what you think. Because although you got people over here talking about, yeah, we need to go back to Africa. We need to do, that's another strategic plot and a plan to move your ass up out of your land. America is your land, black man. So-called American black man. So-called American black woman. America is your land. What we call now America. This is your land. This is your home. You don't let other groups of people just move you up out of here. No way. Nope. But you have to be smart. You have to start thinking smarter. And one of the ways is unifying. And start putting all that other bullshit off to the side. That's the solution. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all on the next video. Shalom.